Well, let me tell you a story. I'm a computer network engineer, and a few years back, I used to work with a tech support company. Sometime in 2019, this company assigned me in a West African country called Niger, where I was responsible to manage the IT infrastructure of a telecom company. While I was on this assignment, my company, being a tech support company, was also actively calling upon me to help support other contracts in the sub-region. At first, I thought maybe it's just the teamwork, so I should be able to assist in those areas. But as time went by, these other tasks slowly became a part of my routine, and I was barely earning 950 USDs doing all this work. So naturally, I started to raise questions about the situation. This is when I started noticing these spiritual attack activities in my life. Now, sometime later, after connecting the dots, I realized that these things have been happening to me long before I knew it. But this is when I started to notice it. A couple of things happened to me during this time that I still remember till today. I started seeing the same people over and over again. And these people included sound people, mad people, and all kinds of people. Most of the times I'll see some of these people standing in the same exact location along the road on my way to work. On many other occasions, I just saw the same people everywhere I went. In marketplaces, stores, restaurants. Sometimes these people were looking strictly into my eyes with very weird looks, usually without saying anything, as if someone is trying to visually communicate something to you. While I was experiencing all these strange activities in my life, I also started to notice water and electricity problems in my apartment, which by the way was assigned to me by the same company. And the next thing that followed was the rapid decline in my health. Now, of course, there's a lot more to this story because everything I just explained to you eventually turned into me being constantly followed around and intimidated by motorcycles, vehicles, snakes, dogs, dead people, and many other inconceivable things. And I had to live in this illusion for many years of my life. Now, you may start to think that I'm insane talking about being intimidated by snakes, dogs, and dead people. And that's okay now that I'm on this platform sharing this information with the world. Basically, that's why you never tell your spiritual attack experiences to other people. Not your friends, not your families, not your loved ones. Because they may think that you're going mad, literally. Now, this is just a tiny extract from my story to answer the question on how do you know that you're targeted with a gang stalking attack. If you start to notice the same people in the same places with a frequency that you cannot ignore, and you also start to notice the same people constantly popping up at every place you visit, that is a sign that you may be under the influence of a gang stalking attack. Of course, there are many other things that will be happening in your life in this moment to further confirm that you're under the influence of a spiritual attack, such as a rapid decline in your health, which I later discovered in my case was caused by food poisoning and other forms of energy attacks. In the midst of all this, a massive smear campaign will be initiated by your attacker to create a false narrative about you. A smear campaign is an attack strategy that seeks to destroy your character by spreading lies about you. So you may start to notice subtle forms of harassments in places you visit daily, including shopping centers, parks, restaurants, and other public places. These discriminatory activities may take different forms depending on the environment and the situation. As an example, a bank teller at a bank may find insignificant reasons to delay your process or prevent you from getting your money if possible. The one thing that remains constant in a gang stalking attack is that there will always be people following you around in very strange ways. Some of these people will operate entirely behind the scenes, ensuring the destruction of everything you try to create. They will monitor all of your movements, your phone calls, your social media activities, and so on. So everything you try to create will be destroyed in very mysterious ways. Every opportunity that comes your way will be sabotaged in very strange ways. And every effort you make to improve your life will be undermined by these people. Now, some of these people will clearly reveal themselves to you to make you aware that they're the ones behind the destructions in your life. It could be in a work situation where your job is trying to control you for their own selfish gain. In that case, these are going to be folks from your workplace. It could also be in a family situation where members of your family are trying to steal away some inheritance that belongs to you or your destiny away from you. In that case, these are going to be members of your own family, unfortunately. Now, in these spiritual attack situations, these folks are using black magic and other forms of occult practices to execute this agenda. So this situation takes a dark turn real quick. So before long, you will start to notice multiple activities targeted at you to trap you in the state of fear. So now you have people following you around everywhere you go. And by the way, this is going to include mad people, wounded people, deformed people, all kinds of people. And then you're going to start noticing vehicles following you around everywhere you go. And at the same time, your health is going to be declining at a rapid pace because these folks are using food poisoning, black magic, and other forms of occult practices to damage your health. Now, of course, there's going to be a lot more sinister activities happening in your life in these moments than I could ever compress in a single video. Like deceptive activities from people you've known and trusted for most of your life, the constant accident attempts in your life. But if you notice all or most of the above activities happening simultaneously in your life, then there's a good chance that you are under the influence of a gang stalking attack.